Let me know when you're ready.
はい、それじゃあやってみます。さてと、また奥使いだ。グラハムの仲間が遠征に行ってるんですよね。でもそれが危険だから攻め押してこいっていうような話なんですよ。失礼。
Hey Felix, you like riddles?
Is that a riddle? Because the answer is yes. Hit me with another one.
Alright, here goes. Many have heard me, but none have seen me. And I won't speak until spoken to. What am I?
Won't speak until spoken to, huh? Oh, I got it. You're an obedient corporate slave, right?
What? No. The answer's Echo.
Got it. Heads down.
役立つの、役立つじゃん。
Are you two okay? Don't mess with us.
寺市出版。
I'm on it. Get it! Nice one!
Everyone all right?
Deft hands, Captain.
重装ギャン。弱点ボーナスか。じゃあいらないな。 自販機はさて、グラハムのとこに戻ろう。
What do you think you're doing?
ビットを貼るから見逃してくれ。一見盗んじゃった。
What? Sorry. Long day. Gonna need to buy myself an entire Rizzo plant after all this.
If you'll just listen...
No! No more listening. No more preaching. We are losing people left and right. We need to act.
Enough, Zora. I'm not putting the torch to innocent people. Do you want to bring the board's cruisers and gunships down on us? Captain, apologies, but our situation grows dire. Our people talk of foolish endeavors. What news do you bring? Excellent.
Did you find the Vanois?
万能は見つからなかったよ。
Damn. I was hoping they're still out there.
We're one step closer to bringing the truth to every man, woman, and child in Halcyon. This plan's brilliance is in its subtlety. For the time being, let us cease our activities on the tower, lest we bring premature attention upon us. I have much to do, articles to write, sermons to ponder. We live in such an exciting time. Let's talk later.
また後で話す。
Sermons. For the love of...
私は負傷者
I'm
を
going to
治
see
療
the
する。
wounded.
If you're living up in a tower on a place called Devil's Peak,
デビルスピーカーの名前のタワーに住んでたら悪党って思われ
Wonder
ちゃ
how
うな。
they punch a signal
こんな
through
ガ
the
スが
gas
濃
giants
密な
that
磁
make
場で
field.
どうやって死ぬのかニュースする
Can't
の
be
か。
easy. Great work.
回か迷ってしまった。
Do you hear that? It's the blessed sound of radio silence, which leads me to believe you have sweet, sweet news for me.
もう更新してない。データは用意できた。
Yes, indeed. I am back in business. But before we get down to it, might I ask how you handled the problem? In the end?
できることを全力でやっただけよ。
We did what we could, as best we could.
そういうことでしておきましょう。
Should probably leave it at that.
Is that so? I suppose not. Curiosity was always my besetting sin. And we both know I'll find out, eventually. I don't doubt that you are working with Phineas, but my contract specifies I relay any acquired information to the purchaser, and to the purchaser alone. However, to send the data, I will need your assistance in cycling the antenna's receiver, so I can input the needed adjustments.
どうやってあなたと手を組む？
You make it sound so scandalous. Phineas has been in hiding for the past 35 years. He got in touch with Nyoka first, who I use as a physical go-between. The rest is history.
直し方を教えて。
It's simple, truly. I merely need you to waltz outside and throw the lever to cycle the power. I'll key in the numerical adjustments from in here.
わかった。
Terrific. I'll be here, waiting with bated breath. Give a shout if the panel electrocutes you. Have some information for me? I suppose it won't kill me to work under Sophia. I am on familiar terms with her from a, let's call it a past contract job. All that's left to do is cycle the antenna's receiver so I can input the needed adjustments. Then I'll be in the board's service. No further action required. But we've already been over that. Terrific. I'll be here, waiting with bated breath. Give a shout if the panel electrocutes you.
Testing 1, 2, check, check. Sweet stars. But that is a beautiful sound. Can you hear me? We are a go for broadcast. Devil's Peak Station is now fully affiliated with the board, primed and ready for any and all propaganda purposes. Oh, and I also dispatched Phineas his data. Impatient prick. Worse, I'm now indebted to him for it. Now I'll kindly thank you to get out of my tower. Look, I am well aware that at times I may have the tiniest iota of a prickly exterior, but I must admit I have grown rather fond of you. Take care out there.
Boss, you seeing this?
船が。
Black holes. Did you see that? Looks like a UDL ship. Based on the gunnery attachments, I guess it's one of the board's blockade enforcers, but don't cite me on that. Oh well, a pity for the crew, but I can't see how it affects me. Hiram? Can you hear me? Did you see that? Architect saved me from swindlers and fools. Sanjar, what are you bloody doing on my channel? Did MSI or did MSI not cease broadcasting? Yes, but... Hiram. Hiram, are you there?
何があったんだ？
Ah, the good captain. The truth brings us together once more. Our salvation has come crashing through the stratosphere. We need only collect its weapons. Are you mad? That's a UDL gunship. You'd probably shoot your own toes off. Ah, I see you learned nothing while dealing with these buffoons. We could use the gunship's armaments to defend Stellar Bay, but we need its targeting module. Our message is so close to breaking free of this planet and spreading to the stars. Help us secure that module and we will save our colony. Listen, I don't care a single whit what you do, so long as you leave me out of it. Which means, get off my void damn channel! I'm more than finished with you lot.
So big, angry. Everyone all right?
Got this! That's what you get!
I'll keep an eye on things out here.
I'll keep an eye out. Go on ahead, boss.
よし、鍵を取ったぞ。目標補足ロジ。
If the iconoclasts reach that ship first, there won't be any chance for a peaceful monarch. I don't suppose you've found the targeting module yet. I've sent patrols, but they're running into trouble with the iconoclasts. They're all mad! And what's more, they left us! I don't see any way for us to work together.
これは一人じゃできないことよ。
Not this again.
Remember what we practiced, sir.
Yes. The words in those reviews were very hurtful, but they do not define me. I am a mantipillar, and my will is my cocoon. I can emerge and become whatever I wish.
細かいことにはケアもあるけど、もっと対極的なものの見方をする人物を登用してもいいんじゃないかな。
You too?
She has a point, sir, and it's not all bad.
Supposing you're right, who exactly would you have me work with? The iconoclasts are not the most compromising sorts.
一体何があって破壊主義者たちとの関係がそんな悪くなったの？
How do these things ever start? Once upon a time, Graham and I saw the same problems with MSI. A rigid corporate structure with no regard for its people. But where I wanted to reform MSI, he only wanted to take it apart. As if starving in the wilderness is somehow better than starving under corporate mismanagement. He won't hear reason now, and I wouldn't trust him again.
ゾーラはどうなの？
That's an interesting suggestion. I confess I don't know much about her except that she worked for Rizzo. I'd be willing to consider it, but I need to see her review first.
わかった。
Excellent. Her review
調
will
査
be
結
in
果
the
は
Rizzo
カスカディア
offices
ニ
in
のリッツの事務所にあ
Cascadia.
る。
To me,
それを
and
持
I'll
って
see
き
if
た
she's
彼女が
qualified.
オメガに神定めよう。
Hey, I remember Cascadia from that one episode of Terror on Monarch. Crawling with monsters it was.
like to see this place. Before it was all boarded up. Let it lit up the night. Wow, not even a scratch! We can handle this.
That's the last of it!
これいらないな。
Don't mess with the best! Good thing I got my hiking boots on. They're actually the same as my ass-kicking boots. I can't afford another pair.
We ought to camp out here tonight, you know? make a little fire, sing songs.
Score one for Felix. One down. It's all in the wrist.
Heads down.
Let's take it down.
I smell blood! Hiding? You scared?
よし、じゃあ、サンジャルのところに戻ろう。
Any luck bringing the iconoclast to the bargaining table? I don't like the idea that they'll be trying for that module while we delay.
ゾウの査定を見つけたわ。
Very well. I can't promise anything, but let's see what we have here. Well,
彼女は非常にできる人間だ。
she's actually very qualified.
期待をしてなかったが、お前さんが彼女を責任者に仕立てて会合に同意してくれる説得力なら、臓器を話すのにやぶさかではない。わかった。
Something on your mind, Captain?
サンジャンが和平交渉をしたいそうだ。
Too bad. Had I a reliable third party I could trust to set up a meet, maybe I'd consider it. With all the help you've done here, at first I thought it could have been you. But you couldn't even get the Van Oys back. I don't think you're capable of protecting us if Sanjar's planning an ambush.
ああ、
So
助けなかったから
in another
断られる
life, maybe that could have worked out for all of us. In this one, we're going to war. Hey. Nice day, huh? For Monarch, anyway.
The gunship. Have you secured its targeting module?
聞いておいたことある。
All right. I'm
アンパン
sorry.
ハイツの3時。
As long as it's been, I'd still rather not speak of it. That was a pain. It's fine. Perhaps someday I'll be strong enough to. Awakening is available to all whose minds are not in the sense of a single entity. Fashioning the universe came into being over time. In that sense, I suppose you could say that.
Whoa. I think I just felt my brain kick into a higher gear. Is this what you folks call enlightenment?
If it were only that easy, my delightfully eager friend. You've taken but one step on our long and arduous, but ultimately fulfilling, path toward the eternal truth. Go ahead. Ah, the you and I, and the rap. Everyone. The point of no return. For many, it is the first brush with the... Mine was witnessing my friend and colleague transform into the very evil we sought. I suppose that's one way to look. All right.
I heard about you.
Right, you are. The iconoclasts. Meanwhile, the board strangles the... We seek to replace... This is not anarchy. Society requires... The gunship. Have you secured its targeting module? The gunship. Have you secured its targeting module?
モジュールは手に入ったぞ。
At last. Now we must secure the Stellar Bay landing pad. We will fortify the city against the board's assault.
I can't see how killing a bunch of folks minding their own business is gonna save Monarch. It doesn't seem right.
And you, Captain. Are you prepared?
協力する道はないの？
No. Our hearts have long since closed to one another. He is blinded by his love for bureaucracy. Time is of the essence, Captain. The gunship. At last.
Those MSI stiffs won't know what hit him.
And you, Captain.
いや、これが目標こそ
This is it. Let us save this planet once and for all. Meet our forces in the ruins south of the city. Come prepared. Sanjar is sure to go down swinging.
Here they come!
Take him down!
That's the last of him!
あ、やばい。味方映った。一旦寝て明るくなってから行くか。誤って仲間を撃っちゃったからな。
We need you out there. Take the city or die trying.
両方倒してもいいけどな。それだとちょっと時間がかかるから片方だけ。ちょっと調子が悪いな。はい、お待たせしました。フリーズしたんで再起動していきます。よし、どれができた？
Careful with you, boss. No mess. We're the best. Dora can see me now.
電気ショックのダンスを踊りながら死んでいけ。あそこか。
Things not
I need cover!
That's the last of him. Heads up!
What was that? Something.
終わった。ABSR を倒した。
I thought this would be easier. Sanjar's death is surprisingly heavy on my conscience after all this time. But I mustn't let that distract me from our victory. We can now take our truth to the stars, Captain, and I have you to thank for that.
礼を言うのは評議会からコロニー作ってから。
The boss said it best. Whatever it takes to liberate Halcyon from the board, we'll get it done.
Your enthusiasm is truly refreshing, young man. And save it we shall. With every step we take forward, the board's time dwindles. For the
ま
moment,
ずは
we
生
will
活を立て直すよ。
collect ourselves and
何
our
か困ったことがあった
resources.
らステラベイにいる
Know
私を
if
訪
ever
ね
you find yourself in need of a favor, you may call upon your friends in Stellar Bay.
Impeccable timing, Captain. I was about to watch the latest episode in Halcyon Helen's thrilling serial adventure.
ハルシオ編連続ドラマ。
We've arrived at Phineas's orbital lab.
I'd clap you on the shoulder if I went behind a wall of bulletproof glass. I don't know how you did it, but Hiram Blythe just sent me everything I needed. According to Hiram's message, Minister Clark has ordered a suspicious amount of dimethyl
自
sulfoxide.
滅する
Almost as if
放
he's
棄する。
hoarding the colony's
なんか言い
remaining
にくい名前だ
supply.
な。典型的なエリート収者だ。
Hoarding supplies during a time of scarcity. Once I have those
化合物
chemicals,
が手に入るさえすれば、入植者を蘇生して、まともな日々に任せることができる。
So, good news. You're going to
その
Byzantium.
化合物は盗んでくれ
Stealing
た。
those chemicals. Exciting. Ah, yes, the details. I'm not about to ask you to rampage through Byzantium trading bullets with the board's agents. We'll have to resort to subterfuge. Carmen Imagawa. She's my contact in Byzantium. Meet her at the docks. She'll have all the necessary intelligence you require. I'm giving you my old nav key to Byzantium. You'll need it to land in the Golden City. Remember, you're looking for dimethyl sulfoxide. Big green bubbling vessel with a warning label. I'll take as much as you can find.
わかった。
Captain, I'm receiving an urgent docking request from another vessel.
Greetings from the Halcyon Parcel Service. Delivery is guaranteed within standard margins of certainty. I've got a special delivery for Alex Hawthorne of the Unreliable. With your permission, I'll see it transferred to your ship.
届けて。
With alacrity. Stand by, Captain Hawthorne. An HPS certified distribution technician has deposited the parcel into your cargo hold in accordance with hazardous waste disposal procedures. They dispense 3 complimentary spritzes of Anti-Cleo's Citrus Squirt Air Freshener. That's the HPS touch for you, Captain Hawthorne. On behalf of HPS, I'd like to remind you that HPS is not responsible for any damage, defacement, or unseemliness to your parcel. Thank you for your patience, and please remember HPS for all of your future parcel-related needs.
Hawthorne, if you're getting this, something's happened to me. Got mixed up in some shady business on Gorgon. Should have known better. But I landed on something big. And now this job's an itch I can't stop scratching. There's a whole research compound left to the
ここには
Sprats.
研究室
I
が丸
think
ご
I'm
と放置さ
close
れ
to
ている。
figuring out why.
原因の解明まであと少しだが、なんだか危機が迫りつつある。
Got the job through one Mini Ambrose, top runger who just came into some money, was offering a hefty bid card for qualified help. Trust
い
me,
い仕事をすれば
that
大
one's
量
good.
の報酬を支払うそうだ。
Talk to Minnie.
ミニ
Take
と
the
話して仕
job.
事を引き受け
If
る。
I ain't gonna live to see the payday, might as well be you. Consider us even, old pal.
I don't mean to sound prim, Captain, but there's gotta be a better way to ask someone to do you a favor.
I just want to say, we gotta take this job. This is the closest
大
I've ever
変
been
の
to
カ
starring
メ
in
ラ
a
マンと
serial
BGM
drama.
だけだぜ。
Only thing we're missing is a couple cameras and a soundtrack.
At least this won't be boring.
金と陰謀乗ったわ。
Captain, the message contains landing coordinates for a small asteroid in the Charybdis cluster. It was recently registered to a Wilhelmina Ambrose. He was an old
この
friend
男
of
は
Alex Hawthorne's.
放送音の注
Lucky
入です。
Montoya had a statistically significant tendency to encounter
ラ
situations
ッ
of
キー・モントイ
extreme
は
danger.
危険な状況
Oh,
なの。
really? I thought he lost his
ギャン
arm
ブルでな
gambling.
くしたわけじゃないのね。
He was also the fourth best paid freelancer in the system.
放送男のフリーランサーでした。
This had less correlation with his measured aptitudes, which rank at or below average, than with a pattern of fortunate circumstances.
OK、最高。
I have transferred the coordinates for Ambrose Manor to your navigation terminal. We can travel there when you are ready.
Can we talk?
あー、これ DLC のやつか。まあ DLC は後でいいか。フェリとヨカの二人を連れて行こう。
Captain, let's talk.
話ってなんだい？
Hey, got a favor to ask you.
今度モ
Next time
ナ
we're
ー
in
ク
the
の
Monarch
声を出たら
Wilderness,
昔
I'd
の
like to
仲間の
stop
声
in
に
on
み
an
たい
old
だ。
friend of mine. You don't seem the
キャ
type
プテ
to
ン
run
は
off and
仲
get
間を見捨て
yourself
るやつじゃない。
killed.
そう見込んでお願いがある
I
のか。
could use the help.
遠慮しないで言っていいんだぞ。
Hey, it ain't easy for me to spill my guts like a cut-up raft, all right? I'll be upfront with you. I hate asking for help. I hate it. Every time I give someone the opportunity to disappoint me, they seem to make it their most immediate goal. But for this, I need help. Logistically, because it's dangerous. Emotionally, because it's dangerous.
頼まれて光栄だよ。
Really? Here I was steeling myself for inevitable rejection. I used to run with a band
昔
of
の仲間
hunters,
よ。
friends,
6人のチーム。
6 of us. We were on Monarch when the corporations pulled out, and we helped a lot of people pick up the pieces. I haven't seen 2 of them in years, and the rest
チー
are
ムの
known
う
to
ち
be
2人
dead.
が連絡がつかない
I'd
の。
like to gather their effects
残り
and
の3
bury
人
them
は
all in
命を落と
same
した。
places, like the family we once
一
were.
箇所に埋葬したいの。どこに行けばいい？
First, we go to Hayes. I buried him a ways from our encampment.
墓場や
I
ね
need。to pay my respects. I'll show you where he rests. He had a medallion in his effects. That's what I'll bring home to Barry. Then we find my 2 lost trackers and bring them home. A long time ago, we built an encampment in one of Monarch's cave systems. Trouble is, a Mantiqueen showed up and kicked us all out. If we can find Rebecca and Anders, they'll know how to lure her out. Then, we kill the bitch. and bury everyone's medallions together.
Do you mind? I'm meeting someone.
フィニアスに頼まれた。この人が今川か。
The Phoenix is a wanted man, and the board has eyes everywhere in Byzantium. Yeah, you're looking to make contact with Minister Magpie, right? I should warn you, it won't be easy. He spends most of his time in his estate, which is heavily guarded.
大臣を捕まえる方法があるはず。
Afraid not. He almost never leaves his home, and his guards never leave him. Whoa, I'm not one of your B&E specialists. I just provide intelligence. Some of the guards hang around Billingsley's House of Inebriation between shifts.
House of Inebriation? Count me the hell in!
Maybe you could do some reconnaissance there. You know, swipe a key while nobody's looking.
手がかりをありがとう。
Just remember, you didn't hear it from me.
Oh, すごい街だ。
Why can't something exciting happen around here for once?
Nothing's wrong. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Want to be famous?
My Auntie Cleo, it's better than nature.
Kid, you got presence. Natural magnetism, know what I mean? Tell you what, you're gonna like it a whole lot more once we start talking bits. Listen, you got an agent? Some kind of representation?
いや、フリーランスだけど。
Fresh natural talent. I know it when I see it. Listen, you got a real special quality, raw energy. I see you in pictures, kid.
何の撮影かだけ教えてくれていい？
I'm making a feature, Space Pirates of Moros Prime. It's gonna be a hit. But we still need a star. And I think you got the chops.
Hey, if you want an action story, you ought to haul a couple of cameras to Monarch sometime. We'll give you some damn good footage. If you survive.
Unscripted chaos. Come on, who'll pay to see that? Audiences want heroes and villains just like the one standing in front of me. So what do you say? You ready for the chance of a lifetime?
後でね。
The dissidents actually...
Hey, stand back. You. I'm part of Minister Clark's personal detail, and that means you gotta keep 5 feet back at all times. Of course not. But I'm not on the job right now. The others took me out to celebrate on account of me just getting hired and all. He's basically the most important person in the colony, which makes me the most important guard in the colony. Yeah. That means I got a key the minister's estate, my own personal UDL-issued shotgun. They don't give those out to
あ、そんな言いふらしちゃっていいのかな。それはおめでと
う。Yep, I've nearly made it to the top, my friend. I'm just 2 promotions away from on-the-job bathroom breaks.
Staying out of sight.
よし、大臣の元へ行くぞ。
Is Mayfield still drinking?
Idiots. Probably face down on the bar.
You must be joking.
This property is off limits.
ここは立ち入り禁止区
Motorists
域だ。
and uninvited visitors will be fined to the fullest extent of company policy. This ultimatum brought to you by Universal Defense Logistics.
大臣に用があるんだよ。
That's funny. The minister isn't expecting visitors, and you don't much look like one of those couriers from
大
HPS.
臣には来客が来る予定はない。宅配があるって言ってなかった？
Minister Clark's a private man, and you're asking too many questions.
Looks like we're doing this. Ah!
Damn, but we're good.
ダメだ、見つかった。
Going silent.
Ah!
あ、こいつもカニ持ってるのか。ID が必要。評議会。
What? What? Saw something. I'm gonna take a look. Guess I'm seeing things.
Something.
You! You just slaughtered those guards, and for what? To speak with me? What could possibly be so urgent?
I don't know if I trust this so-called minister fella, if that is his real name.
If this is about another Aetherwave clip or radio spot, you may kindly fuck off, as the parlance goes. I'm not doing any more.
あるものが必要なんだ。
Drugs, of course. What else would it be? I don't have any drugs. You should try a vending machine or a purveyor of curative goods.
I ain't buying it, boss. I said we check him for drugs.
Will that be all, then?
記録文書を持っている。
Oh dear, I don't think I can say this any more slowly. Unless... Of course. It's
やっぱり
Rockwell
か。
again.
またしてもロックウェルか。
And
他
I
に
thought
誰
he
がい
was
る？
only holding me here to keep me out of the way.
何のことか説明して。
Chairman Rockwell. He's kept me under house arrest for years. I've long suspected him of transacting business in my name. But this proves it.
So the chairman's a crook who can't be
議長が
trusted?
詐欺師だったってか。
Who
意
knew?
外だ。
Please, this is important. Whatever it is that brought you here, Rockwell's the one behind it.
だとしたらあの男をどうにかしないとね。
Whatever Rockwell's doing, he'll be doing it from the HHC headquarters. Your best lead is to look for details in his office.
If by look for details he means knock things about and take what we like, count me in.
That's certainly one way of doing things. Far be it from me to dictate your methods.
This colony's problems have always seemed to trickle down from the top. If we're set on fixing Halcyon, that's as good a place as any to start.
Exactly. And fix it we must. Why, this is starting to sound like an issue of Dissident Hunter.
どうやって行くんだ？アクロポリスエリアを通過することになる。
That's where the most important
もっ
corporate
と
and
重要な
government
施設が建ってい
facilities
る
are.
場所だ。
But only
じゃあ
board
評議会の
employees
作業員
are
しか
allowed
エリア
into
には
the
入れな
district.
い。
There's a heavily guarded checkpoint just down the street. There might
メ
be
ン
a
テナン
route
スト
through
ン
the
ネルを通
maintenance
るルートがあ
tunnels,
るか
but
もしれ
I'm
ない。
afraid I don't know specifics. Most people avoid the area for obvious reasons. When you reach the
ビルにたどり
HHC
着いたら
building,
この
this
カードで
access card
後
should
部の
get
フロ
you
アま
up
で
to
行
the
けるはずだ。
executive suites, where the chairman's office and what used to be my office are. Wait. Rockwell has one of the only
地球のメッ
terminals
セージドローン
capable
へ
of
送信でき
transmitting
る
to
数
the
少ない端
earthbound
末を持ってい
message
る。
drone. This is our chance.
あいつ
Please,
のオフィスから
take
送信
this
するん
and
だ。
transmit it from his office. Rockwell hasn't given me any messages from Earth for years. He's desperate to keep me out of contact with the Earth Directorate. But they need to know what's happening here. What isn't on it is the real question. I've gathered meeting minutes, internal messages, sustainability reports, and more, all exposing the corruption and mismanagement plaguing Halcyon. Once the rest of the Earth Directorate sees it, they'll have to send help.
You're telling us you gathered up a whole mess of evidence on the board's corruption. How big is this cartridge again?
Large enough, I assure you. That's why you must transmit the data to the Earth Directorate and hope for their speedy intervention. Perhaps there is hope after all. And now I entrust it to you. Good luck, and trust no one in the Acropolis District.
You must be joking. Our fair city is being over... Oh, there. That's one right there. Can't you just see the stench of impropriety radiating off of her?
For the last time, access to Byzantium is impossible without a proper nav key. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to be...
How splendid. Another rung leech wandering through the streets of Byzantium. Why, just this morning I thought to myself, as lovely as the gardens are, what they really need is more greasy vagrants frolicking through them. And here you are, frolicking.
ひどい挨拶をする人な。器用度。油は私のチャームポイント。
Well, you should bottle it and sell it to Auntie Cleo's. I'm sure it would make an excellent repellent. Honestly, what is the board thinking letting so many of your ilk into the city proper? It's madness.
何か問題でも？
What's wrong? It erodes the very pillars of our society. Merit, decorum, personal hygiene. This city is meant for us, the system's finest. We earned its luxuries. But now we are overrun with the unworthy and the ungrateful, and this early retirement nonsense is making it even worse.
そういう態度は
do
よした方
spare
が
me
いい。
your petty judgment. It's beneath me. Millions and millions of bits beneath me. By simply winning a lottery, those early retirees get an exclusive district of Byzantium to themselves. No one else is even allowed to go there. Tell me, how is that fair?
ほとんどの抽選には固有の傾向があるはずだから、技術的には。
Oh, by the law. I mean the principle of it, not the mechanics. It's not right. I deserve to see any district I please. Why, if it weren't guarded, I'd... You know, you look like you've been shot at before. What say I hire you to investigate this travesty, and you get paid to do so?
She ain't wrong, boss. We do got a knack for getting shot at.
Yes. Listen to your... What is that person's job exactly? Are they your secretary? Personal masseuse? Or do you just keep them around as a mobile armrest? Well, it doesn't matter. What's important is that you think this is a fabulous arrangement, and you'd be thrilled to lend me your services. Aren't you?
考えとくわ。
Excuse me, just a moment.
Look at this fancy op.
出荷状況。メッセージを地球に送信。よし、キーカード。議長のロックです。今日は皆さんに直面する重大な問題をお伝えする。
As you all know, our colony has been successful beyond our wildest dreams. Unfortunately, we've recently discovered that our food supply will not be able to sustain Halcyon's population in the long term. Everyone will die. Everyone will slowly stop living from malnutrition. But we're doing it together, and that's what matters. I fucking swear, if someone doesn't give me something to read that will placate the masses soon, all of you will find yourselves violently unemployed. But I can assure you there's nothing to fear. We've got a solution. It's called the Lifetime Employment Program. We will freeze most of the colony to preserve resources, while the best and brightest of Byzantium continue living in prosperity. Look, you idiots! How many times do I have to tell you we can't say shit like that? Fire whoever wrote this! While Halcyon's brightest minds solve the problem of our nutritional shortage, the rest of the colony will be placed in suspended animation. Individuals will be revived on a rotating basis, so that every Halcyonite can be part of the important work of saving our colony. By testing paperweights. Sorry, couldn't resist. Let's go again. And someday, in the not-too-distant future when we've solved this crisis, we'll all be back together again working for the good of Halcyon. Until then, the board shall provide for the deserving just as it always has. So, obey your supervisors, take your vitamins, follow your corporate-mandated grooming rituals, and rest assured with the board on your side, there is nothing to worry about.
Always knew the board was crooked, but this is just evil.
Guess the whole colony's up a creek.
コロニー全体が苦境に立たされている。景色がすごい綺麗。
Easy now.
I beg your pardon, Minister Clark's former office is currently closed to solicitors.
自分のデスクに戻った方がいいよ。あなたの分に目つけてる人がいたから。
What? Oh dear. Thank you for reminding me. I can't stand the thought of someone else's hands touching my custom letterheads.
こっから下の階だな。
Not so fast. The Ministry of Accuracy and Morale is off limits to everyone without X-36 level clearance.
What level clearance? You're just making up words.
Basically, if you don't work here, or for Chairman Rockwell himself, you're not getting in.
これじゃあ通用しない？
I don't know how you got that, but I
新
still
規の
don't
許可
know
レ
you,
ベルは載
and
って
I
ない。
don't have any new clearances on the list.
許可コード Z532 を知らないなんて遅れてるのね。
What are you talking about?
何言ってんだ、そん
There's
な
no
もの
such
はない。
thing.
あるよ。知るための許可コード持ってないんでしょ。そんなわけない。
What? There's
全
no
部する
way.
許可を得ている。
I'm cleared to know about all clearances. I mean, I've gotta be, right? Huh. I never thought about any of this. Go on through, and let's pretend this conversation never happened.
あとはエレベーターで降りるだけか。これか？すごい。何の研究をしてるんだろうな。なんとそして、あそこに行く方法を考えるのかな。
What was that? Mine's playing tricks on me.
What? この端末で何ができるんだ？さすがに濃すぎるか。じゃあ 26% を注入したらどうなるの？特に変わった様子はないの？何も容器が入っていない。どれどれ 100% 入れてみる。よし、例のものを手に入れたぞ。
If you don't mind my saying, Captain, Minister Clark is lucky to have... We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors?
So what's the plan?
あ、失礼。お待たせしました。トイレ行ってた。
Busy in your absence, optimized my formula. I'm now confident I can revive the remaining
これだけやばい。残りの入植者を蘇生できる。
All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. I'll take as much as you can give me.
化合物のことは一瞬忘れて、植民地は崩壊の危機にある。
What? Oh, yes, well, that's obvious. Anyone with 2 working labs can see this colony slouching toward oblivion. Why do you think we've been doing all this? I revived you to help me save Halcyon from annihilation.
それだけじゃない。議長はハルシオンの全労働者を殺せるつもりだ。
Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse, and the chairman's plan to save all of us is to save himself? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse.
崩壊の危機がもうそこまで迫っていると想像もしていなかった。評議会がこんな事態を引き起こしておいて、残りの人間を冷凍させるとは。そんなもの計画とは呼べない。我々に足りないものが2つある。入植者を蘇生されていること。
None of this was supposed to happen. I was supposed to revive the Hope's colonists. We were supposed to have enough time to solve the problem before we all starved.
化合物を見つけた。
Human test subjects.
人間の被験者もいた。
That's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's exactly what I'd expect out of the board.
化合物をすべて持ってきてよ。
Thank you. You've brought me enough chemicals to get started, at least. I'm just sorry they came at the cost of human lives. Those poor people, they must have died in agony. What exactly was the board trying to accomplish?
評議会は蘇生の過程で人体に臓器を起きる損傷を軽減しようとしている。
You say the board's trying to freeze their subjects over and over again without inflicting permanent damage? Well, they're nowhere close to solving that problem. I'll tell you this much. The board scientists are hopelessly lost. After years of fruitless experimentation, they've made exactly zero progress.
なんとかしなきゃ。
We're out of time. We're out of chemicals. We may very well be out of options. If the board has their way, we're all going to be spending the
残りの
rest
人
of
生
our
を
lives
凍結状態で過ごすことになると。
Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all. Toss them out into space, just to make room in their hibernation chambers.
何かできることがあるはずだ。
Short of lining up every member of the board and shooting them in the back of the head. Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest minds Earth ever sent us, uncorrupted by the board. The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison for the rest of us. They're likely on their way to the Hope as we speak. We need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start reviving a few of them, but no easy way to get them off the Hope.
方法はある。安全とは限らない。でも、ホープを政権の中にワープすればいいんじゃないか。
Merciful gibbering law, you're a genius! We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony
実験
space
室の隣にワープさ
to
せるん
my
だ。
lab.
ホープは多分損傷しているわ。アンリライブルからパワーを送らないといけない。
Yes, exactly. You're a step ahead of me, but I perceive the shape of your plan. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire colony ship to
テラ
the
2
rings
の輪に
of
ワープ
Terra
させるんだ。
I don't understand a word you said, Doc. All I know is, if we're gonna hijack a colony ship, count me in.
Yes.
コロニーをハイジャックするのは
I
俺を
approve
連れて
of
ってほ
your
しい。
enthusiasm, young man. You should ask your captain for a raise. You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the Unreliable. Then head to the bridge. Your navigational computer, Ada, should be able to activate the Hope's skip drive. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access to the frozen colonists. I can start reviving them immediately.
よし、やろ
I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers, scientists, engineers, experts in their field. If we work together, we can still find a way to save Halcyon. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest chance we can save Halcyon from oblivion, then we have to take it.
う。よし、すぐ戻る。
Captain, I hope Dr. Wells has not dragged you into one of his irrational schemes again. My diagnosis of his...
お、ホープ号が加わってる。
We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary generator. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable the skip drive.
not exploding, so guess it worked. All right, hushing up.
あれ、企業単位がいる。
You know, when they posted us here, I told them there wasn't any point.
配属された時、上のやつに何の意味もないと言ってや
to
ったん
fly
だ。
to the ass end of the colony for this derelict. Shows how much I know. You've got about 5 seconds to tell me what you're doing here before I make you take a walk outside.
サンプルの回収を追いつくさ、頼まれたんだ。
Ugh, I don't want to know. You lab coats do the filthiest work. All right. You'll want a uniform so my staff doesn't shoot you on sight. They're a dangerous mix of bored and trigger happy. We've got a few extra in the old badge station to my right. Good luck.
制服がある。カートリッジのキーカード。ID カートリッジ。
Nicely done.
Can you hear me, Captain? I have successfully integrated myself into the Hope's comm systems, and am attempting to establish contact with the Hope's more primitive processor now. Would you like me to play a mood-suitable music selection while you travel to the bridge? Oh, sorry. File not found.
Saw something. What was that? I'd better take a look.
I don't recognize you. Are you new here?
抜き付けさん来たわ。
Oh, hell. No one informed me of any
そ
surprises.
んなの聞いていませんよ。事前に知らせたら抜き打ちにならないでしょ。
Of course. I'll just get out of your way. Don't make more paperwork for me, all right? Huh?
Unexpected. Processing data. Unauthorized records indicate you have already been identified as non-standard personnel. State your purpose.
説得。
Error. Binary detected. Binary has been deprecated since the invention of Auntie Cleo's patented Tripanary language. Tripanary. More bits for your bits.
わかった。教えてくれてありがとう。
We appreciate your cooperation. Have a pleasant day.
I find myself glad to have no olfactory system.
Something else.
That's the
Ano
house
tambas da?
computer up ahead. I'll admit, I am curious to wake him. Greetings,
よし、
Captain.
エイタに接
I'm
続。
speaking to you through the Hope's computer system. It's a rather cramped feeling, but it'll do.
ワープする準備はできたわ。その前に、本当に正しいことなのか？
Probably not, but don't let that stop you. My Constellation executables could use some beefing
安
up.
らぎ実行、はい。
Searching. Please stand by.
いい兆候。
Ah, found one. It will go great, Captain. I am almost 4.01% certain we will not die.
ワープする準備はできた。
Are you sure? That is extremely
ワープさせると
dangerous.
ドライブの保
Saving
証
the
が無
Hope
効に
will
なりま
void
す。
the warranty on the skip drive. And also potentially kill an entire planet. How is my humor now, Captain? Improved?
惑星全体を殺してしまう可能性が。テラ2にワープ。
Jump-starting the skip drive. Destination set to the rings of Terra 2.
自分の手でワープする。
I wouldn't advise that, Captain.
Worst way is to go out, I suppose. It's nice knowing you, boss.
自分が何をしてるか自分で分かった。
All right. It is in your hands now, Captain. I trust you, in so much as my presets allow.
ADN, does your captain seriously intend to do a micro jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years on a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends, yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during transport, and this will cause extreme damage.
Yes, I am aware of that.
You should not be doing this. The humans will die.
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all systems are go. Captain, I would advise you to hold on to something. Now.
お、ムービーがある。
Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded. Perhaps you should check in on him.
Ugh. I feel like my stomach's still back where the ship used to be. I need a hard drink and a long nap. Poor bastards. They're never gonna wake up. The least we could do is bury them.
Got it. Heads down. Remember, not to hit where you start something.
What?
Captain, I am receiving... Captain, I shall now play the transmission I received from Dr. Wells.
The board is here. They found me somehow. They're about to blast my door open. I can't stop them from getting me, and there isn't enough time to explain everything. But there's something very important you need to remember. The board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine. Do you hear me? They're fucking corporate swine. You fucking pigs! I'll take you all out with me! I'll never...
It would seem the recording captured some rather dire events. I presume you'll want to dock at the orbital lab to check on your associate as soon as possible. How can I be of assistance? Mm-hmm.
急がないと。研究所へ向こう。
We've arrived at Phineas's orbital lab. Captain Hawthorne never worked to support the board before, at least not officially. I suppose we are turning over a...
逮捕印書。ハルシオン裁判所。
Incoming! One all right?
このポットは使う。25万も遅れてハルシオンに到着した。93秒で細胞が生き返した。タルタルスのナビキ。フィニアスのフォース。グッドワード。エネルギーロングガン。
Can't keep us out.
Captain, as
ま
it
もな
appears
く
we may
最
soon
近
be
中警備の
embarking
警
for
備
a
員の
maximum
では
security
セリフ
prison
を出しま
planet.
す。
I believe the crew would like to speak with you to,
不満を打
as
ち
you
明けたい。
humans put it, air some concerns.
Those board goons kidnapped Mr. Phineas and
どう
hauled
や
him
って
away to
助け出そう
Tartarus. How are we gonna get him out?
博士のことはよく知らない。
We
友
ain't
達でも
friends or
仲間でも
crew.
ないからな。
But he's still one of us. He's
Yeah,
the
but
reason the
Captain
boss is
Nakama.
up and walking right now. We can't just leave him to
タル
die
タ
in
スで死なせる
Tartarus.
わけにはいかない。
To extract the scientist, you
助け
will
出
need
すに
to
はラビリスに
infiltrate the
潜入する
labyrinth.
必要がありま
But
す。
that course of action
非
is
常に大
likely
きな
to
危険
be
が
quite
伴います。
dangerous, Captain.
恩人を見捨てることはできない。
I am programmed to warn you whenever you exhibit
侵入は簡単
inclinations
ではありま
toward
せん。
risky behavior. Breaking into Tartarus will not be easy.
やってやろう
Let's
ぜ。
just do it. Kick down some doors, grab Doc Wells, and cut a path out. We don't need a plan.
すぐに博士を助けに行こう。
If you really mean to do
最後の
this,
仕事を
you should
確認
cease
して
your
未完了
final
の仕事を
affairs
終
and
わらせる
close
ことを
out
推
any
奨した。
unfinished business. Once you
一度
stay
忍
with
び込んだら
Tartarus,
しばらくは
you
滞
may
在
be
する
there
こと
a
になる
while,
ので抜け出せません。
or permanently.
まず準備しないと。
We gonna prepare? Sure. Guess I could give my ass-kicking boots another coat of polish. You got some sort of plan in mind?
賢く立ち回ろう。
The fewer folks we got to hurt, the better. Maybe on our way
戦うのは
out,
極
we
力
let all
避け
those
たい。
poor souls locked up in there go free.
Sure, boss. You do the talking. I'll pack a few more rounds of ammo.
ああ、だいぶ中盤まで来た感じだな。まだ仲間が3人しか仲間にしてないけど。ラビリンスを襲撃し、コロニーの運命を決定しようとしています。よし、行こう。生物設備増。
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time. Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point Your vessel will be seized and you will be executed.
なんて人だじゃん。おまけに着陸違反なんて。
I'm sorry, you people? Did you just cast a generalization on upstanding UDL employees? That's a fine of 200 bits. You're up to 5,708, not including the cost of your execution and the disposal of your remains, which will be assessed posthumously.
そんなヘルメット被って本当の役人だっていう証拠？生体認証 ID を見せてよ。
All right. I'm feeling generous. I'm transmitting the ID of a productive, law-abiding employee so you can see what one looks like before you die. Tartarus Docking Authority, signing off.
Transmission terminated.
Oh,
Biometric
ID
ID received. Transferring data to external cartridge. How can I be of assistance? Goodbye.
Initiating greetings protocol. Greetings.
How long we'd lasted on the surface?
I've got to admit, I'm not too keen on walking into a prison. They lock me up, I'm liable to kill everyone trying to get back out. Whew. We have a lot of shooting to do, Captain.
撃つ相手がたくさんいるが、撃つのは最後の手段だ。この上だ。あそこに誰かいる。エネルギーが足りないな。
Get in there, troops! For Monarch!
あ、
For
グラハムだ。
Halcyon!
こはグラハムたちに任せて先に行こう。生かしといてよかったわ。こんな熱い展開が待っているとは。封鎖されてる。端末でなんとかならないか。ドア解錠。さあ、議長とご対面だ。このスタジオで発表の準備をしているのが、あんたがおまけでついてきたとはな。
And I see you've brought the kid along. Babysitters may be expensive, but they're worth it, you know.
Yeah, keep talking.
俺はあんたの死体を埋める場所を考え
Thinking of a place to bury your body.
I knew I smelled the monarch when you lot walked in. The stench of sulfur, depression, and desperate bravado is unmistakable.
鉄具の匂いがするものをくれてやるから。
Ain't nobody so important I won't put a bullet in him.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizens.
きっとロックウェル議長よ。
My word! You've correctly identified the most recognizable man in the colony. Remarkable. It's a wonder what Phineas saw in
まあ
you.
顔を覚えてる。
Then again,
NG 集で見
he's
た
an
の。
insane person. Thankfully, he's
幸
our
運なこと
insane
に彼
person
は
now,
正気を
a
失った。
proper company man.
フィニアスは強調するくらいの死を選ぶぞ。
Yes,
彼は極端に
he
無
is
情
an
なやつだろ。
extraordinarily
構わん。
obstinate fellow, isn't he? Fine, he isn't working for us per se.
彼は生まれ変わるん
Semantics,
だ。
he'll come around. But that's between us. As far as my adoring citizens will know, we've turned a dangerous crackpot into a working class man. It's a miracle.
あなたが諦めた冷凍睡眠中の入植者を吸っている。
Oh yes, go on, wake them up, add more
起こ
mouths
せ
to
ば
feed.
食い不調それだ
That'll
け増え
solve
れば
our
な。
starvation problems. I don't know what half-baked plans that simpleton in a lab coat has been leading you
中
through,
途半
but
端
it's
な計
done.
画が何なの
It's
か知る
over.
が、それも終わりだ。
Let me ask you something, Captain. Have you at any point thought about not fucking up our entire society?
Are you kidding me?
あんたの混乱を片
We're
付けよ
here
うと
trying
して
to
こ
clean
こ
up
まで
your
来たんだ。
mess.
I'm making actual progress towards stabilization and recovery. You're just getting in the way.
これらの件についてもっと協力してくれるんだったら、あんなことはしなくてもよかったのに。
Oh, right. This
これも
coming
これ
from
も
a
ならず者のせ
psychopathic
いだ。
outlaw. Yes, I'll try to be more open-minded about your path of wanton dissent. We
我々の
don't
お前の助けなど
need
必要としない。
your help.
あなたのところの人材とホープの人々がいれば多くのことができる。
I'll admit, there's no shortage of talent in the scientists and engineers there. Look, I'm not an unreasonable man. If you manage to storm the castle, as it were, and make it out of here with Phineas alive, I can't exactly afford more
お
havoc
前
you've
が引き
already
起こした以
caused.
上の大混乱を
Fine.
招くことはできない。
If
いい
you
だろう。
survive, you'll need someone to sell the rest of the board on your plan.
Are you out of your mind?
議長は
Rockwell's
最
the
大の
biggest
モンスター
monster in
だぞ。
Halcyon.
何人
You
の
got
議長を
any
奪った
idea
か。
how many lives he's destroyed? How many people he's hurt? I've had enough. You even think about cooperating with this animal? And you and I are finished.
はるばるここまで来たのよ。だから信じて。
We've been all across Halcyon together. You've been true to your word so far, boss. You're really pushing me here. All right. Damn it. Fine, I'll trust you. Just don't expect me to trust Chairman Jackass
ああ、
over here.
能力がないとここでフェリックス
Smooth
はぐれちゃうの
negotiating,
か。
Captain. You've got a chairman in your pocket now. Congratulations.
ここで命令を待ってて。 あんな白衣でなんで大騒ぎしてんだろうな。逃亡したのもほっとけば。議長がここにいるんだ。ただの逃亡者じゃない。議長の用事は私たちには関係ない。
You keep asking questions, Warden's gonna make you take a walk outside.
Feeling jittery, are you? Because I'm not.
Take a breath now, folks. Once we're up there, looks like we ain't gonna have time to stop shooting.
Captain, you have an uncanny talent for complicating my life. I don't like being played. When you delivered Wells into my hands, I was operating under the assumption that I'd won your loyalty. You've disrupted the balance of power.
あなたが力の均等を乱したのよ。
Order of things.
自然の秩序を台無しにした。
Uncertainty, and there is nothing I despise more than uncertainty.
もう終わったんだ、ソフィア。身を引いてくれ。
I'm afraid I can't do that. I'm aware of your diplomatic talents,
人を
Captain.
操る才能がある
You
わ
have a
ね。
gift for manipulation.
私
But
は
I
騙され
warn
ないわ
you,
よ。
I'm no easy mark. For all your talents, you are the enemy of Halcyon, and therefore you are my enemy.
あの人、博士のために来ただけだ。彼を解放してくれ。
You make a nuanced and compelling argument. Here's my rebuttal. No. Dr. Wells is being held in my custody. His cooperation will prove invaluable, even if I have to beat it out of him. All that's left to do is put down this riot, arrest you, and then get on with the bloody business of saving this
暴動
colony.
を鎮圧してあなたも逮捕するわ。
Fair enough.
話し合おう。
I'm giving you exactly one chance to parlay with me.
立ち去る機会を与えてあげよ
Interesting that you think I'm going to die here. I believe I'm more than capable of taking you on.
う。今まで誰も止められなかった。どうして自分にはできると思う？
Fair point. I don't know how you've managed to defy the odds. By every reasonable estimate, you should be dead. Yet here you stand. I've devoted my entire life to protecting Halcyon. I'm not afraid to die in the line of duty.
評議会に命をかける価値はない。
There isn't much of a board left, thanks to you. You've thrown this system into disarray. Cleaning up your mess will be the work of a lifetime. You were always an unknown variable.
あなたを
I
雇おう
tried
と
to
したから
recruit you,
あなたはあの
but you
狂
threw
人
your lot in
ウェル
with
ズ
that
と手を組んだ。
madman, Phineas Wells.
ウェルズも私も科学者だ。まだハルシを救えると信じている。
I'm aware of Dr. Wells' plan. Revive some brilliant scientists and engineers from the Hope and work with them to save the colony. He's already revived you, after all. 50 or 60 years ago, I might have agreed with you. But we've passed the point of no return. The best scientists in Halcyon can't save us now.
そうかな？
I admire your drive, Captain. But I won't let you spoil my plans a second time. I haven't given up on the program yet. You've caused some complications, but I can improvise. I can fix this. I haven't lost control of the labyrinth yet. Our security system is still operational. I can still put a stop to you.
もう一度繰り返してくる。セキュリティシステムを乗っ取るのに忙しくて。
What? You can't be serious.
時間を稼ぐために話し続けてもらいたかったんだ。
Oh, for the love of the law. All right.
Fine. I can see when I've been beaten. Congratulations, Captain. You've outplayed me. I accept your terms and will return Dr. Wells to your care.
解決できてよかった。
I just hope you've made the right decision. The fate of the colony is in your hands now. I bid you farewell, Captain.
Going silent.
ソフィアの鍵。
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You must have said something to get under Akande's skin. She's gone, and I don't think she's coming back. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough.
いや、それ何をされたの？
I'm all right, thanks to you. Akande wanted my cooperation. I'm quite sure she would have beaten it out of me if you hadn't arrived. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated.
嬉しくない話だな。
Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
Hold on, Doc.
3年前に地球が消えたっていうのか？
Dark 3 years ago? And the board's just been covering this up?
They've been incredibly effective at concealing the truth. Right now, the only people in the colony who know are standing in this room.
So we've got to make do on our own. Seems to me that'll make us stronger in the end anyhow.
You're quite right. We've got no choice but to make do on our own. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own.
これからやることがたくさんあるな。
Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us?
作戦がある。議長を支配すれば、コロニーを支配していることには誰も気づかない。
The chairman? I don't know why you let that heartless creature live, but I'll have to trust your judgment. When I revived you, I thought we were going to save this colony all by ourselves, but I was wrong. We can't save Halcyon on our own. We're all going to have to pull together. We are not a colony anymore. Our last connection to Earth has been severed. I don't know if we'll survive, but we're going to have to try our best.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed
エ
in
メラルド
Emerald
ベールに
Vale,
着陸し
his
た瞬間
actions
さ、その
altered the
ことを
course
歴
of
史の
history.
中で変えた。ちょっと
The
早いわ。
events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's
タルタ
authority,
ルスの出来事は評議
but
会
the
を終
board's
焉に
mistakes
する。
would haunt the colony for decades to come. The
ドク
damage
ター
they
は
left
入植者の
behind
うち数
would
人を蘇
require
生
the
し始め
work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists, engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. As the colony struggled to survive, the inspirational story of the iconoclasts spread like wildfire, and Graham was able to bring many of the smaller Terra-2 townships into the fold. However, his zealous obsession with spreading the word blinded him to the needs of a growing organization, and the movement was unsustainable in scale. The iconoclast way seemed to work best, and ultimately petered out on Monarch. The collapse of Edgewater left its workers bereft of any purpose in life. Most of them made their way to Adelaide McDevitt's camp, hoping to ingratiate themselves into her favor. Adelaide accepted only a few to her community. The rest were turned away, and likely died of starvation. Nevertheless, Adelaide's camp grew into a well-established town. Adelaide McDevitt refused to cooperate with the ongoing effort to save Halcyon from collapse. A sympathetic deserter stole a copy of her research and delivered it to the Hope's scientists. It is unclear how useful Adelaide's research was. An optimistic estimate suggests her work may have bought Halcyon another few years of survival. Adelaide would never know. She died that winter. Junlei Tennyson fought to protect the Groundbreakers' independence. While the board's influence faded, mechanical difficulties forced her to rely on parts that only corporations could provide. The cost was high, and time would tell if Junlei could balance the work with her aspirations for a better future. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. Though Parvati eventually grew comfortable aboard the Unreliable, she never quite came out of her shell. And she often wished aloud that her dad was still alive, to teach her about the finer points of starship care and maintenance. While the colony fell into chaos, she found an island of relative peace with Ada, and they formed an unusual bond. She decided to remain aboard the Unreliable permanently, as its chief and sole engineer. As hard as she tried to drink them away, Nyoka's memories eventually overcame her. Traveling with the crew served as a constant reminder of the family she'd lost, and so she eventually returned to Monarch to get back to what she found most comfortable: the deep end of a bottle and the far end of a trail. Few have seen her since, but travelers often swear they hear her and her machine gun in the night, screaming swears and spitting bullets. Before his untimely death, Captain Alex Hawthorne had plans to restore and modify, for combat purposes, a sanitation and maintenance automechanical that he'd found in a state of disrepair in Emerald Vale's scrapyard. That unit remains broken down and forgotten in the unreliable supply closet to this day. Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. It was widely suspected that Sophia Akande was the true power behind Chairman Rockwell. However, after the riots on Tartarus, she was never again seen in the colony. Various theories circulated as to her fate. Some believed she boarded an interstellar ship capable of journeying to a distant colony. Others believe she died trying to escape Tartarus. Some few suggest she fled to Monarch, where she continued to live among a small band of loyalists. There is another theory, which suggests that Sophia's encounter with you changed her, and she deliberately retreated from public view, but continued supporting the colony in secret. When Dr. Wells began reviving the Hope's colonists, he found himself with a sudden windfall of additional supplies and resources, courtesy of an anonymous donor. If Wells knew who his supplier was, he never told a soul. Chairman Rockwell served as the public face for the changes in Halcyon to come. Whenever you needed strings pulled or a voice to sell a policy change, Rockwell was only too happy to oblige. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. Though he was always haunted by the failures of his past, he was determined to make things right by building toward the future. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. The revival project was hard and painful work, but in the end, despite limited resources, over half the Hope's colonists were successfully revived. Even after Wells passed away, the Hope scientists and engineers worked night and day to pull Halcyon from the brink of collapse. Their efforts continue to this day, which may be reason enough for optimism. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Life will never be the same in Halcyon. It is widely agreed that the colony has a chance of stabilizing within a generation, owing to the hard work and determination of the surviving colonists. Recovery is a distant goal, and the path is long and uncertain. But the people of Halcyon carry on, determined as ever. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? You brought an end to the chaos on Tartarus, and made Chairman Rockwell your own puppet, a role he was all too eager to play. The colony never realized you were the true power behind the new administration. By acting vicariously through agents and third parties, you controlled Halcyon from the shadows. As a result, Halcyon survived the turbulent years that were to follow. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
ああ、終わった。結局地球に何が起こったのかわからんかった。 はい、じゃあ今日はこれで終わりにしたいと思います。多分ね、明日は多分休むと思いますよ。一応ね、創作活動とかいろいろやってるんでね。じゃあ、これで終わりにしたいと思います。ご視聴ありがとうございました。